wanted to dive into another chapter today, guys. Success and goals. And I wanted to take something that's going to be a reality check for a lot of people. And it's also going to benefit a lot of young people, especially, or 30 and 40-year-olds that are just starting, a new career or a new journey in their life. And when I first started my entrepreneurship endeavors, I was very ambitious. I'm not saying I still am not. But to me, I talk about it in the book. The more you master time, the more it's really a form of wisdom. The wiser you become, the more you understand time and you master time, right? It's why when I drive, after driving, my entire life all around the country and all around, Mexico, and just doing Lyft for a while and jobs that just involved me driving, I got to a point where I realized if I just drive the speed limit from light to light, I'm going to still get there in the same time as if someone's going 55 or over the speed limit, and I'm not going to be stressed out. I'm not going to be stressed out either. And maybe that other person who's stressed out and driving wicked fast, putting other people in danger, is only going to get to point B a minute faster. And I start to memorize in my mind the time patterns of the light, to where if I do have to speed up a little bit to make a light, I do, or if I have to slow down a little bit, I do too, because I have all the times memorized in my mind of when the traffic lights are going to change, when they're going to turn, based on how many cars are in front of me, what color the light is, looking at the actual numbers on the light. This is how I drive, guys. This is how an awakened person drives. If you can't take a joke, then don't get out of bed. But I want to talk about leverage today, and leverage is huge, and it correlates with time mastery, right? Because the more you master time, the more you realize, who has the leverage and who doesn't. And they actually have a college class, if you're trying to get your doctorates or your master's in business, that you have to take. That's called negotiating. And, when you live in Mexico for over a year, and you live in the ghettos of Mexico for a couple months, you learn a thing or two about negotiating that the college professor, who most likely never ran a business in his life, is not going to teach you. And Albert Einstein said it perfectly: we cannot teach people how to memorize numbers. We have to teach people how to think. Street smarts. Common sense is not that common anymore. Okay? One of my other people I used to follow on YouTube says it perfectly. Common sense is not common anymore. People don't think anymore, like Albert Einstein was saying. Because when you think, you're able to create. But when you are just memorizing numbers and memorizing sequences and memorizing information, you are a repeat. You're going to repeat, be another repeat. And what is a repeat? Worthless. But when you think, you're able to think like Albert Einstein is saying, apply street smarts. Then you're able to create. You're able to connect Z with B, A with D. Maybe Q, Z goes with A and B can go in with Z and Q and Z. But you have to be able to think first. And this is where I really learned the art of leverage, right? Was not only through thinking, time mastery, but when I discovered, my true self from within, what I was truly worth. And for a while, I didn't quite realize what I had accomplished as an online advertiser or marketer, until I actually went out and talked to businesses, and none of them actually believed me. They all thought I was pulling their leg. So a lot of people, like I said, this can help a lot of people. A lot of people are not giving themselves the credit they deserve. A lot of people are not giving themselves the leverage or the worth they deserve. A lot of people are listening to some insecure hater that told them that they don't have any worth, when they do. This is why you got to truly discover yourself from within, truly understand yourself, to where if it's just some random hater, sometime a family member that doesn't actually understand anything about you, you don't care, because you truly understand and love yourself, so you have a true self-worth. And this is how I stuck with my leverage. Even when my own family, friends, and old friends, I'm not saying all of them, but some of them weren't there. They were not cheerleading. They were on the other side of the football field. But when you truly understand yourself, and this is where this is gonna help a lot of young people starting their careers. Truly discover yourself. Go watch my video on self-love, and this is when you discover your self-worth. And this is the most important lesson for all of you entrepreneurs and business people, or people that are even trying to accomplish a health goal that seems crazy. A lot of personal trainers might tell you, no way. Find the right personal trainer that's worth your time. But you got to understand your leverage. Even when I was starting this nonprofit, and I was doing my first documentary, I was able to find camera people that were almost willing to do it for free almost, that were just starting their careers. And a lot of business owners and CEOs, out of this big ego, are not willing to give an internship to people, or not willing to risk internships. They're not willing to risk their business on an internship or people. But you'd be surprised the amount of leverage you have and the amount of talent you can get for free. You got to understand your leverage. Who is really pulling? You know, one of my old friends used to say beggars can't be choosers. But a lot of people, young people watching this video, you should not be begging. And I realized even when I was doing a 9-to-5, even when I still go out and do, you know, a small business or a small business project, if you are working, right, if you are working, for all of you people working a 9-to-5, if you are working your ass off and are a hard worker, you already have leverage. You already have leverage. You're already ahead of the other 9 out of 10 workers that are clocking in. You don't have to just be in business. You have to understand this is leverage. There's a reason. This is the most important skill you can learn in success. And for a while, like I was saying, I was very ambitious. I was cutting myself short around every corner. And there was an Olympic pole vaulter that said it perfectly. You know, this guy was a gold medalist all across the board. He said easily there are 50,000 other people alive on this planet that could pole vault better than me. And this is what I talk about in my video of discovering your true self from within. And that is your worth. Now sure, a talent and gift that is not established or accomplished, you have to be honest with yourself. And that's what I said. This is going to be a reality check. And a lot of people, I say it all the time, go in as an internship. Go in for free just to get your foot in the door. If you're passionate about it. You know, if it happens once, good luck. I mean, great. You know, you hit it once. You're a one hit. But if you do it twice, very wise words. If you do it twice, that's not luck. And most likely, the third person you're working with or fourth person you're working with, if it's not working out, I guarantee you, you're not the problem if you've already done it twice. Very wise words. You know, if you're a one-hit wonder, great. But if you hit it twice out of the ballpark and you're still working hard, but to hit it out twice, sometimes people have to go into an internship, go into a partnership. And this is the power of leverage, guys. You gotta really think here, and you cannot be desperate. This is where being overly ambitious can be a problem. Right? You don't want to be that warrior or that soldier that just charges into the battlefield recklessly and just gets killed, you know, 5 minutes later. Only fools rush in, right? So wise men say only fools rush in. You can be overly ambitious to where you're not getting the worth you deserve out of relationships and decisions in life. So make sure, guys, like I said, watch my video on discovering your true self and discover your self-worth. Be honest with yourself. But when you do achieve some level of worth, don't be overly ambitious and don't be begging anymore. And leave your ego at the doorstep. and what you can achieve and what your worth really is. And this lesson guy alone, for all of you young entrepreneurs or people starting your career, can change night and day your entire life. Beggars cannot be choosers, but once you start choosing, and a lot of people could be choosing right now, and accept that and realize that. I wish you guys all the very best. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.